How's it going? I thought I would go over in this video the common uses and some of the things you can do with a firmware chip Nintendo Switch. Thanks for tuning in to Potecto, and let's get started. So you want your Nintendo Switch modified with a firmware chip. I figured I would answer a few questions through this video that I normally get so I could use this video for reference in the future. This is a Nintendo Switch that has been firmware chipped. You can do the same thing with an OLED or a light, exact same thing. Firmware does not matter. Now, as you can see, we're going to load directly into this screen. This is called Hikate. It's a software that's provided for the Nintendo Switch after it's modded. So as you can see, when we get here, let's say that you just got your Nintendo Switch back and the SD card wasn't set up. You found the hats pack files, which I will put down in the description where to find, and you need to know where to go to from there. So if you got your Switch modded by me, this is already done, but you can still follow along just to make sure you know what you're doing. First, we're going to start with going over to EMU MMC. Again, if I did it, this is already enabled, but let's say it's not. You'll simply go to Create EMU MMC, and then you'll hit SD file. You do not want to hit SD partition unless you're trying to make a partition for Android and Linux, but we're going to do SD file in this case. Now, if you're wanting to do Android and Linux, that's also another process that you'll have to do, but we're not going to do it in this video. So next, after that's done, we're just going to go over to Tools. And again, if you've got this done from me, it's already done, but you can still do it again just to be sure. We're going to go to Backup eMMC, then eMMC boot 0 and boot 1. Once that's complete, you're going to hit back in the top right, and then you're going to hit eMMC raw GPP. This one's going to be pretty fast, maybe less than a minute. This one's going to take about 45 minutes because it's backing up about 60 gigs worth of NAND data, and that is in case your system ever gets bricked. So from that point on, you're now ready to use your Nintendo Switch. Once you come into the option for launch, you'll have three different options. You'll have EMU MMC, System MMC, and System MMC Stock. Stock is where all Nintendo services are open and unlocked, and I call it the clean side of the Nintendo Switch. You won't do any homebrew applications, you won't play any games that aren't legally obtained, such as that, and your console will not get banned as long as nothing touches the clean side. Here we have the EMU MMC. On the EMU MMC, you will simply do the complete opposite. I call it the dirty side of the Switch. Now, if you play on one of the two sides more than often, you can come over here to Options, Auto Boot, and you can actually choose which of the three you like the most. So I always do EMU MMC because that's what I use the most. So we're going to save it. Okay, launch. Now, I'm not going to show you the stock because I'm sure you know exactly how a Nintendo Switch reacts and plays. So we're going to go straight into the EMU MMC. Now, through this, depending on how you set your SD card up, you may have different options and different homebrew applications that you use. You can find more verified homebrew applications through like the Homebrew App Store, through some Reddit threads and such. But the ones that I have the most come out of the Hats Pack and come out of the Switch jailbreak guide that I'll also provide down in the description. It's not hard to find, usually found by Google, but I'll provide it anyways. So as you can see, it looks just like the normal menu unless you change the theme. I don't ever default change the theme, but as you can see, we already are open to a screen where I have two games that I was testing in tinfoil. If we come down here to the photo album, once you create the EmuNAND, you can see that we load directly into the homebrew menu. So as you can see, these are all the applet mode versions of these apps. It means that they're kind of a skimmed down version. If you want to load the full homebrew menu, you'll simply go down, you'll go to a normal game, you'll hold the right bumper, and you'll open the game. And after a few seconds, it'll open directly into the homebrew menu. Now, as you can see, it doesn't say applet anymore, so we're going to be running all these applications at the full application. Now, there are some things in here like the overclock manager, the emulators that I include, the NX dump tool. You'll dump your game carts, but again, you can do that using tinfoil, so I wouldn't really worry about it. Gold Leaf, which is used for file transfers and updates. but I use Daybreak normally. AIO is where you would come to update all your stuff, your files, without having to use a PC. There's a video on my channel about that too. And then the game cheat tool, Breeze. So if we go to the main menu, we'll see that we already have Tinfoil installed. I don't use the applet version of Tinfoil just because it tends to have some issues. If you ever open Tinfoil and there are nothing but black squares, just close it, exit out, and then reopen it. It'll fix the issue. It's just a normal bug in Tinfoil. Now, as you can see, opening Tinfoil, it's going to be loading a few things. Now, whenever I mod Nintendo Switches and provide them back to the person that I modded it for, I typically add this for itself. This is going to be a warning saying if you paid for it, you got scammed, welcome to LibreShop. There are a few different tabs here. I'm not going to show them, but this is where you'll download the files that you were looking for normally. Now, we're going to go back to the home screen and close that out. That's pretty much it for what you can do with a firmware chipped Nintendo Switch. You can do a lot more if you provide more applications. You can get Linux, you can get Android. You come into the album, you can simply do a bunch of other stuff like run all the emulators. Emulation isn't the best, but they are there, they are available. And then if you want to download more stuff as well, you can simply go into the Homebrew App Store and get more things that you simply didn't have. So that's pretty much it for this video. I want to thank you for tuning in to Protecto today. And if you want to use this video to provide to customers or people that you're modding for about kind of the basics of what they will do, with their modded Nintendo Switch, feel free to. That's what I'm going to use this video for. So again, I hope everyone has a good day, and thank you for watching Protecto. Have a good one.